So we don't need to elevate Noreen as an alternate, but please take part in the discussion. Approve of the agenda.
So move.
Second.
I didn't want to put anything else on here for today, but does anybody have anything pressing you think we need to talk about? Okay, good. Public comment? That'll come later. So, 3 camcorders. 3 quite different prices. Doug, I understand the Canon is the one, or is it the Sony that you most highly recommend?
Sony's high.
The
I've used Sony's for years when I was at my other place, and I can't recommend them more highly.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it's more expensive.
Yeah, yeah. And you talked to people about the other Canon who have used it.
Yeah, I
Amanda.
had heard from 2 different TV stations. I think one was Exeter and one was Merrimack maybe, and they both use the Canon XA60, which is a previous version of Canon. So that other Canon, the XA70, is a newer version, but they said good things about the 60. And then additionally, I spoke to Amanda about it, and they use the Canon XA60 at Valley Vision. So, and she was familiar with it and hadn't had issues with it. And we currently have a Canon now. It's probably, I think it's an XA11. I don't know how the numbers run, but that's an indication that, you
Probably
know,
3
we're a
years
few
old.
generations old, right?
3 years old anyways, yeah.
But I do believe that with either of the Canons, our replacement batteries and other accessories will work.
Okay.
And that may be true of the Sony too, not for the batteries, but at least for, you know, like the remote zoomer
Yeah,
and
I
all
think
of
that's,
that.
I think that's
probably.
true, yeah.
Yeah. So that was what caught my attention with the XA60 first, but I certainly don't have a background in knowledge of cameras, so
Of course,
I was, you know,
Of course, all those other
appreciative
people you talked to that use the XA60s have had them for a while.
Probably,
So it's
yeah,
not, they're not,
right,
you know, they haven't purchased them currently,
right.
so.
And then I guess I'll say too, you know, this is, if we purchase one camera, this is a camera to replace the one here that stays at the town hall and gets a lot of use. But the second camera that we own, that we take to events and take to the gym or the library at the school for the school board meetings, that will likely need to be replaced as well. And I'm not opposed to purchasing 2 different, you know, if we got one Canon now and one Sony later, or vice versa, they don't have to all necessarily be the same.
And when we do replace them, we can always resell these cameras we have on the secondary market.
Sure, yeah, I've seen some equipment we've sold equipment in the
Yeah.
past.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Noreen's definitely done that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Looking at it from the financial point, our equipment fund is currently $4,040, and that doesn't grow much. I mean, we tape for the Chicora Community Association. That's usually every other year. We've got 2, they've asked us to do a second one for their local candidates next week. And what, I can't remember, was it $100 or more than that we?
I think it was $150
Okay,
this past
okay,
time,
that's,
the one
that
in
sounds
October.
right. Yeah. I think the last money into that was a donation given by the people on Lead Mine Road.
Donna.
Donna and her husband, in appreciation of Noreen. They sent us a check,
Yes.
which we put in there.
And if we sold equipment, whatever money we got from that usually
Would go
goes
in there.
into that
Okay,
fund.
okay.
But-
I mean, and I said, as you know, my suggestion is to go to the Sony. My suggestion is, if you buy the Sony now and you like it, then you can go to a second one and you've got the thing. If you're not so great, then you could still go to the Canon, and maybe the Canon will then be an XA80. Whatever.
Right, exactly,
know?
right.
Yeah.
I guess I have a question for you, Doug, where I haven't used the Sonys. How similar are they to the Canons as far as,
Oh, the controls,
yeah, the
they're all the
controls?
same, and, you know,
Okay.
yeah.
Because there is gonna be,
Oh,
training everyone on the
and
new camera.
they won't really be a learning curve.
Okay.
When you put it up, you press record, you
Okay.
zoom, whatever, so it's, yeah, no, they're pretty easy.
Margaret, thoughts?
I don't pretend to have any expertise at all. I'm just listening to the enthusiasm around the room.
Okay. How do you feel about spending,
That's what I was thinking.
another $1,000 or another $400 over the two Canons? I just think about our
It's the most-
expendable, sorry.
It's the most important piece of, it's the most important asset we have.
Mm.
Now,
Well, one of the big ones.
Yeah, I mean, now that it's just for this room, which isn't the same as filming actual business. I mean, I don't really have a preference because I have no technology.
Our expendable trust fund is at 65,000 with another 1,000 that presumably will go in after our warrant article passes at town meeting.
Actually, I think that goes into the other account, the
Expendable trust fund, that's,
Oh, yeah, that'll
that's
go
the
in
one
that
that's now 65,000. It's much bigger than our equipment fund,
Right.
yeah.
So I have a question. I admit I didn't look at the specs, but,
Mm.
so you saw that it has the streaming, the HDMI streaming capability, and it has the fall over one SD card to another SD card like this one does. I mean, the Sony, just looking for capabilities
Mhm.
that we know we need.
Yeah, and I pulled up the specs again because I didn't have them all in my head.
And I took photos of a lot of spec pages on one camera, on one device. I took photos with the other one, because
I don't think I got that.
well,
Oh.
Doug's last email had a link that I just clicked on my
Oh, okay. I
iPad,
must
and
have
it
missed
opened
that.
up the
Okay,
pages.
missed that. Okay. Well, I'm just, from a functionality perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
Just the things that we know we use.
Yeah, I don't know, what all these things mean, but there are certainly lots of things that each camera will do: live streaming, integration, sensors, fast hybrid autofocus. This is the Sony.
And as part of that question that you were asking about buying a separate streaming device.
Mhm.
And I think you saw my response that says, it's not worth it. Use a laptop to do that rather than buying this expensive streaming only device.
Yeah, and this Sony camera says you can use a Sony, a couple different Sony converters that don't require a computer for streaming.
Oh, interesting.
But that would be a device you were kind of talking
Yeah,
about.
right.
Yeah, I'm just reading about live streaming, and camera supports RTMP/RTMPS live streaming protocols. This is included with the camera and is a free upgrade. If your camera does not have this functionality, you can stream directly from the camera using Wi-Fi or via Ethernet with optional converters, such as the Sony. No computer is required for streaming. But it sounds like maybe that means buying one of these Sony converters.
Right, and I haven't looked up those at all.
But that would replace the potential PC that we would use for streaming instead of that one there.
If we got one of those Sony converters,
You wouldn't need to buy the,
the PC. And is this PC sufficient otherwise,
No.
other than streaming?
you know, it's very slow. We get buffering on this piece.
But my question is, if we went with this, one of these converters, is there any problem with this laptop for what we use it for?
Oh, you wouldn't need it, yeah, you wouldn't need it for streaming any longer.
But do we need it for anything else?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, I don't think so, like, you know, potentially that's a piece of equipment we could sell,
Okay.
resell.
Okay.
I don't think it's that old, the laptops, I think we
I think
somewhat
we did,
recently got them,
maybe
yeah.
maybe 2 years.
Yeah, but they are low end. They were, when we purchased them, they were,
Well, they're only used for the streaming.
yeah,
They're
right,
really not
yeah,
playing much.
right.
So if we could sell that in addition to this camera, then that would help somewhat. Any idea what they might bring in?
No idea.
Where would you sell them?
eBay,
Yeah, eBay seems to be a good.
Facebook Marketplace.
Marketplace.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I just sold a car there in 2 days,
really?
got my asking price, and had over 50 inquiries about the car.
All right, we're gonna have you put it on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But eBay works as well, yeah, yeah.
I hate to interrupt, could I draw your attention to the vibration that is coming
Yes,
through here?
yeah.
And it's coming through on the YouTubes and the streamings. That should be addressed. That vibration that we're hearing is new.
Yeah,
That is not good.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, I noticed it when I just got here today, and I had not noticed it before.
It's like either the door, you know, something in there is really rattling.
Yeah,
And that's very disruptive on our video.
Right.
I would think so.
And there are a lot more important streaming meetings
Maybe
than,
we can shut it off like we do at the gym and at the school.
Well, it's the fan on the control up on the wall. You can turn it off.
oh,
But, you know, I don't know what it does for everybody else. Whether it's just the control for the room, but you can turn the fan off. And we've done that in prior meetings, just to
Yeah,
get
we
that-
have.
just to get that off. But I would raise it to Linda to say it's not
That's a problem,
beneficial for
yeah,
our
yeah.
meeting recordings at all, especially that noise.
yeah, yeah.
Turn it off, but it's not turning off.
Well, it might.
Might take
it
a
might
minute
have a
to
delay.
recycle, yeah, yeah.
Okay, moving forward.
Yeah, Aisha, are you still,
Well, I'm not seeing an HDMI output. Which we do connect the HDMI to the laptop for streaming.
You might have to call B&H and talk to the specialist
Okay.
yeah,
and just make sure all of the things are covered.
and we can approve spending up to a certain amount without specifying which camera right
Right.
now.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
I think we're allowed to spend 5,000 now without selectmen approval.
Is it that high?
I think so. I think it went from 1 to 5. I
Wow.
thought so.
I don't know.
I've been wrong before.
It went from 500 to 1,000,
Yeah, I was thinking
but I think
1,000.
anything 1,000, over 1,000, you have to go through.
Hello, Becky.
I could go ask real quick. I'm gonna go ask.
Yeah, thank you, that'd be great.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Forgot town hall's still open.
Right, we've got another 15 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Did you,
I-
Asia, did you happen to order mouse pads?
Not yet, no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But we need ink and stuff at the station, so I was gonna do a big Staples.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The mouse pad, because the meeting the other night, with the speaker, the microphone's on the table, every time somebody touches the table, but a mouse pad will isolate these microphones from that noise on the table.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Oh,
I've used
I
them-
see.
I've used them
Just
before.
for a
Yeah,
little padding underneath.
that's exactly right.
Okay, okay. I will say, I wonder if there's a Sony that's one step lower from this Sony that would be less expensive.
I
No?
don't know. I mean, that's the one that I found was recommended for what we're trying to do.
Uh-huh. I'm uncomfortable with spending more than half of our, well, either way, we're gonna spend more than half, I think, of our equipment fund, knowing how our finances are looking down the road.
Well,
We aren't,
in my opinion, we've got a lot of money in our $65,000 that should not be just sitting there. It needs to be used.
no, but I think in 3 years we could spend all that.
Maybe?
And then where are we?
But how do we add to it every year? It's gonna go every year anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways, you've got my opinion.
Yeah, well, I would take a motion to spend up to a dollar amount for a new camera.
Then I will make a motion to spend up to $2,800 in the purchase of the Sony video camera as recommended.
So you're specifying the Sony camera?
Yes.
228.
Just never saw that.
Second on this?
I'll second it.
Asia, do you have a?
Well, I had a question for Noreen, if you know, have we bought insurance on these cameras before when we have purchased them? And if not, or if so, should
Or
we?
maintenance plan
No,
or
I
something?
don't think so.
Okay.
I don't.
I'm sure they come with a
Like a
warranty,
warranty.
but I didn't know
I
if
think-
we
yeah, I think
bought
they-
additional.
You might ask that question though, what
Okay.
comes with, I think it's a year, I
Mhm.
hope,
I would guess,
some sort of, for that kind of money.
yeah.
But I don't think we bought anything extra.
Okay. That was my only question.
But dropping it and stuff like that, might be good to ask the town what kind of coverage.
Oh, we
town
may
might
have our
have.
own equipment coverage, right? Right,
I mean, the town might have coverage for loss.
right.
Like if it gets dropped or something.
Oh, good idea.
And it is over 1,000. If it's over 1,000,
Okay.
you have to get selected.
Okay,
I mean, it is your budget, but
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I guess they have to make sure the cash is in the bank and all that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
Or,
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
you
Well-
probably put it on a charge card, but.
and it's not taxpayer dollars,
No,
No,
it's
no.
Spectrum's dollars.
yes.
Yeah, the Spectrum.
Well, Linda had told Asia that we couldn't do a big expenditure before last year's money came in. But then when they talked
Oh.
about the fact that this would be the equipment fund, not, the money that
Right.
we'll get from Spectrum, that
So you
Linda
haven't heard
seemed.
what that number is yet?
No,
for
no,
20?
no, I would think, next
Sometime
month.
in
I think it's
March,
usually
yeah,
March,
yeah.
yeah. So, we'll see. All right, all those in favor of the motion to spend up to $2,800 for the Sony PXW camcorder? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I'll agree with you.
Good.
All right, so we leave that in your hands, Asia, to
Okay.
get it as soon as you can. I will get these minutes into Linda by Thursday. I'm leaving town on Thursday, along with a request that we be on the agenda for Monday night's meeting. And you said you could go in case the select board has any questions,
Mhm.
because I'm driving back from Connecticut that day, but don't
Okay.
want to have to plan to be here.
Is it Tuesday? Don't the selectmen
Oh,
meet Tuesday?
Tuesday, right, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm back, but if you're willing to go, you can answer
Sure.
questions as well as I can. All right,
There's just really quickly,
Sure.
I just noticed now, there's a used Sony, same model, available on the B&H marketplace, well, not marketplace,
Yeah,
but.
the secondary market.
Yeah, for 2,200.
It's $200.
well, it's saving us 400.
Yeah.
Is it for- is-
Yeah, because our
I-
price on this is 26.
I forgot what the last number was.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
26,
Yeah.
26.58.
I guess I'm just looking for your input about buying
Used
used.
electronics.
Yeah,
Uh,
they have it rated as 8+, which in their ratings
I mean,
it
it's-
says shows moderate wear, scuffing, or marks to
I mean,
finish,
it's a
so.
gamble.
Yeah.
You know, how much of a gamble do you want to take on something that's this
Yeah,
expensive?
Mhm.
And also, what's the warranty difference?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
Right.
Probably significant.
Is this camera used significantly more than the one that you use at
This
school?
one is,
Oh, yeah.
yes, yeah,
This is used for every meeting in this room, and the other one's
Yeah.
just
right.
goes around.
Which is
A few times
on
a month.
average 15 times a month. I mean, we do about 15
Here.
meetings a
Here.
month
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe a little less than that, but more or less,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right,
Okay,
we did it.
thank you.
3:54. And Asia did say, I don't know if you heard, Doug, there's gonna be a candidates night here on the 3rd.
At the school gym,
Okay, school gym.
following the school board meeting, there will be a Meet the Candidates event for both school and town positions.
Oh.
Okay.
Nice.
So
Didn't know
should be a
about that.
good, no, it
What?
just, we didn't know either until just
And
yesterday. so-
I'm on the ballot, so.
I
So you better
know.
be there.
Someone else I spoke to, because we were in communication about another event, and she was a little bit surprised to hear of it too, so.
What's
Yeah,
the,
well,
what's
I
the
Should
date?
let candidates know.
I think it's the 3rd.
I don't know how it came up, it just,
Yes.
someone let
Let's
Kasha
confirm
know,
that.
and,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I'm glad it's being done, because that's one
Yes.
thing, I was wondering if we could do interviews, but time is
Yeah.
short, and
Yeah.
so I'm glad someone is organized it, and I hope
Well,
that-
and there's so many different positions, so having, because there's the school board and three selectmen
It's the
seats, or
select
two
people that I'm
selection
most
seats?
interested
in
Yeah,
learning
right,
Well,
about,
five
so.
running.
right, and 5 running, yeah,
Yeah,
so.
So it's on the 3rd, on a Monday?
And then Monday,
At
the
what time?
3rd, at 7 PM, so following the school board meeting at 6 PM.
oh, okay, and then that's right, because
And
it's
then they'll move into the gym to do the candidates night.
Wow.
Good.
and to find them later on YouTube, will they be separate, listed separately?
Yes, yeah, they'll be
as
listed
programs?
separately, yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, and that's,
And we were gonna actually ask Holly to do the sound, because that was the same night we're asked to do another event in Tamworth, so
Mm.
if Holly can manage the sound,
good.
it
Good.
just makes it easier on us.
Who's Holly?
At the school,
Holly.
Holly,
She's the secretary, the
can't
administrator.
think of her last name right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Reception.
But she does all the sound for the plays and,
Oh, okay.
yeah. And they have new equipment too.
Mm.
So time-wise, we don't know exactly, because it's gonna be after the school board meeting.
Well, it's gonna be at
Well,
7.
it's at 7.
Oh, it is at 7,
It's at
okay,
7,
okay.
and I guess the school board has said that if they need to adjourn earlier
Okay.
to make it for the
Okay.
7 meeting,
So it's
they
a set
will.
time, good,
Yeah.
good. All right, well, I hope that will get well publicized.
I hope so too.
Yeah,
Did you officially adjourn?
I
don't-
did,
okay.
yes,
Oh.
yes.
I think Carol's waiting for a motion.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
I move that we adjourn.
I will second that, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. So it's really 4:56.
3:56, yeah.
You run a great meeting.
Remind me of little things like that.
Very, very